Folks, welcome back to Flatirons Tuning. I'm here in the shop and we've got our 2024 project car on the lift because we're starting. We couldn't wait any longer. We're making some changes. As mentioned in our last video, we are putting on the WRX TR Brembos front and rear. Now on this side of the car, nothing really to see here. Yeah, it's all pretty stock. But on the other side, it's a completely different story. We've got the Brembos. And they're tucked back there behind those STI BBS wheels. So how do we do it? What does it take? What does it cost? What do you need to do? What do you need to keep in mind? We're going to dive into it in this video. But before we do, just want to say real quick, if you like this channel, if you like the content that we're putting out, please do like and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. The best way to support this channel to make sure we can keep coming back and making this content for you is to head over to flatironsstudio.com. If we've got anything at all that you might need there, that support goes a long way as well to helping us keep coming back and making this content for you. And check out the merch underneath the channel there. And probably right down here somewhere. We've got some cool new t-shirts. We're always thinking about new designs, so check back every now and then. There's going to be something new there for you, and that helps us out a great deal as well. And you know, you can wear the t-shirt, support Flatirons Tuning. That'd be awesome. So, all right, with all that stuff out of the way, let's dive into it. Since we're here, let's talk about the front wheels. What does it take to put the Brembos on the front of this 2024 WRX? Let's get into it. All right, so up front, before we can even talk about the calipers, we actually have to talk about knuckles. This is the WRX knuckle that came off of this car. This is an STI knuckle off of a 19 to 21 STI, but it turns out this is also the same knuckle that is used on the WRX TR. Now, why does this matter? Well, Subaru made a small change on the WRX in terms of wheel bearing placement with the knuckle. It's hard to see here. We'll try and get some kind of a close-up. But so this STI knuckle, you can see that the wheel bearing, where the wheel bearing bolts to it, is pushed out a little bit more. This distance is a little bit larger. And this WRX knuckle, well, they sank the wheel bearing closer to where the caliper bolts. Now, the caliper mounting points are exactly the same between the two. It's just basically the height of the wheel bearing. So what that means is that the hat height of the rotor is shallower on the WRX than it is on what the STI used to be, and it turns out on what the WRX TR is. Obviously, the reason Subaru did this is because they knew that there was a little bit of a difference, and they retained the STI knuckle so that you could use the STI rotors and all that. Now, there is a company that makes an adapter rotor. It's a two-piece rotor with a shallower hat, so you can keep your WRX knuckles and then bolt on the brakes. But we elected to put on the STI knuckles for two reasons. The first reason is so that then we can use any of the STI rotors that fit this caliper. We don't have to worry about that hat height. We're not limited on choice. But the other reason is dust shield. So the dust shield bolts to the knuckle because it's for a smaller rotor. The factory WRX dust shield does not clear the larger 340 millimeter rotor that goes with these Brembos. But if you switch to the STI knuckle, then you can use the STI dust shield and bolt it to the knuckle if you wanted to keep a dust shield on the car. So I know that there's some folks out there that like to do that. So if you want to keep a dust shield that is the correct size for the 340 millimeter rotor, your best bet is going to be to switch to the STI knuckle so that you can then use the STI heat shield or STI dust shield, and then any of the STI rotors that are correct for the Brembo 6-piston caliper will work for you. Hey guys, John from the future here. Real quick, what I just told you was wrong. I had it in my head that the STI knuckles and the WRX TR knuckles were the same, but they're not. The rotors are the same, and the fitment of the calipers are the same if you use the WRX TR knuckles. But the STI knuckles are not the same. They can't be because the ball joints are totally different. On the STI knuckles, the ball side of the ball joint goes into the knuckle. On the WRX TR and your VB WRX, the ball side of the ball joint goes into the control arm, and then the post goes into the knuckle. They're not interchangeable. Now it turns out, like the wheel bearings are the same and the wheel bearing fitment is the same, which makes a big difference in terms of wheel fitment, but they're not the same. So if you want to do this swap on your WRX and you want to use STI rotors and all that sort of thing and have the STI wheel fitment, make sure you get the WRX TR knuckles. We have them on our website. Don't get the STI knuckles. WRX TR knuckles are what you want. Okay, back to the video. So in front of me here, we've got rotors. This is the WRX rotor. This is the rotor that we picked. This is the Giradisc rotor. It's a two-piece rotor. And again, because we use the STI knuckles, this is an STI rotor for 2019 to 2021 STI that came with the Brembo 6-pistons. What was really interesting about these two rotors is we put them on the scale and they weigh basically the same amount. They're 20 and a half, 21 pounds. It's the same between the two of them. But this rotor is a 316 millimeter rotor. This is a 340 millimeter rotor. So it's a much bigger rotor, but we're not getting any kind of a weight penalty because we went with a two-piece rotor, and they look pretty good too. Now, again, this is because we went to the STI knuckle. So there's other rotor options making that conversion, like the K&S blank rotors that we have for that STI. Really affordable. They're dual drilled. Makes putting these Brembo 6-piston calipers on older WRXs and STIs and whatnot much easier. But it's a one-piece construction, just like the factory rotors. So it's going to be a lot heavier because it's a much bigger rotor. So that's fine, but for us, we didn't want to pay that weight penalty, and so we went with a more expensive Giradisc option. Yeah, and it's all because of switching out the knuckles. So that's why we did that. All right, so now finally to the calipers. So it really is as simple as bolting these onto the knuckles once you've made your decision what you're going to do there. Just remember that the Brembos do have a different thread pitch for the bolt, so you do need the Brembo caliper bolts to go with the calipers. You can't reuse your WRX bolts. That's a quick way to cross-thread your Brembos. Just as a quick footnote, like these are the pads for these Brembo 6-pistons. So not only is the rotor larger, but you've got just a massive amount of surface area for your pads. Now that these calipers have been out for a while and they were used on the STI, now they're getting used on the WRX TR and TS, there's just going to continue to be more and more pad options for the front and for the rear for these calipers. So let's talk wheel fitment, because if you're going to make this change, you're going to put on a much bigger brake caliper and rotor. Well, that takes up more space in the wheel well, as you can see. So what do you need to do to fit a wheel on here? Well, as we knew from before with the 2019 to 2021 STI, all of the STI 18-inch wheels going back to 2008, so 2008 all the way to 2021 STI wheel will clear these calipers. And we say the 2008 because 2007 and older, the wheels were 17 inches. Now, there's some people that say 17-inch wheels will fit these calipers. I did not believe it, but because this WRX is a base model that came with a 17-inch wheel, we did try and fit it. You need, basically from what we could see, you need a 10 millimeter spacer, and the wheel weights still hit the caliper. So it's really, really close. I can see it as maybe being possible, but I really think your life is going to be a lot easier if you go with an 18-inch wheel. And that's why we went with 18-inch 2008 STI Brembos. They bolt right on, no problem. But if you have the 18-inch wheels that came on the 22 and up WRX, those do clear these calipers. So if you have 18-inch wheels on your WRX from the factory, they should clear these calipers no problem. Now, if you're test fitting a wheel, the one other thing that I will mention is you need to have a little bit of clearance between the wheel and the face of the caliper. You need to have a minimum of about 3 millimeters. That is not just a sheet of paper. That is actually a few millimeters of clearance, and the reason for that is as you're driving, as you're loading the car up into corners, if you hit a bump, there's going to be some very slight deflection in those spokes, and you've got to have enough room so that deflection doesn't cause the spoke of the wheel to come in contact with the caliper. So if you're test fitting a wheel to clear this, make sure you've got that 3 millimeters of clearance. But once you get up to this point, because this WRX, it's a 5x1 14.3 bolt pattern, just like the STI, the other thing you can do now is just cross-check wheels against, say, a 2021 STI. If the wheel fits a 21 STI, it's going to clear these brakes. All right, so now we're to the back, to the rear calipers. And these are actually a lot easier than the fronts. Before we dive into that, just real quick, want to talk about brake lines. So there's some discussion as far as if you're doing this swap, whether STI brake lines are better versus the WRX brake lines. We opted to use the AMS brake line kit for the 22 and up WRX. The reason for that is then you know that the brake line is going to fit correctly. The rear lines have got this perfect bend. Everything just fits right up. The only issue or only difference that we saw was this little hook on the banjo fitting for the rear caliper. The factory caliper has the ability to accept this little bend, but the Brembos don't. So we had to kind of notch that off, but the post fit with the rear caliper no problem, and then everything just bolted up just perfectly. Again, remember the Brembos have a different thread pitch for the bolt that attaches the caliper to the knuckle, so you need the Brembo caliper bolts. Don't reuse your Subaru ones. But that's pretty much it. You just take, for the rear, you just take the factory rotor off, the caliper off, you put on your new rotor, you bolt up your new caliper, well, and then you have to trim the dust shield. So this is a much larger rear rotor. It's about a 325 millimeter 25 millimeter rear rotor. So the dust shield is not going to clear this. You've got to get a Dremel, die grinder, good set of tin snips out, trim that dust shield to clear this new rotor, but then everything else is pretty much just a straight bolt-on affair. Now, as you can tell from filming this, we've only done half the job. So now we've got to kind of do the other side, put this on, and we're really excited to drive the WRX and see what it feels like. The coolest thing about this, I mean, there's a lot of good options for brakes out there, but to know that you've got these WRX TR brakes as an option, we've got kits on our website for, you know, the fronts and the rears, for this car, for some of the older STIs. It is shockingly affordable for these red Brembo calipers that come on the WRX TR. This whole kit is about $4,500, which is maybe $1,000 more than most front brake kits, and now you're doing front and rear. And especially in the rear, this is a huge upgrade. So like if you put on a big brake kit up front and you have a small brake in the rear, you know, you're not really going to get near the full braking performance as if you did the fronts and the rears. So this is a really affordable kit that really will make the brakes feel way better, way more capable on this WRX. And, you know, if you've got those 18-inch wheels, or you can get a set of 18-inch STI wheels, you know, an easy way to, you know, put the much bigger brakes on, and you don't really necessarily have to go out there and get a completely different set of wheels and tires and all that sort of stuff. So it makes this just makes a whole lot of sense. So there's links in the description to the kits that we've put together. If you've got any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us in the comments or in our live chat on our website. We'll always do our best to help you out. For brake pads, we really like the Hawk HPS 5.0 pads or the G-Lock GS1s for a street pad. And if you're tracking the car, you want to do some light track duty, autocross, what have you, and you're not sure what pad compound for that, you know, again, reach out to us in the live chat. We'll do our best to help you out. We'll give you some options. There's, again, an increasing number of options for the fronts and the rears here, so there's going to be a good pad for you. So, yeah, it's really that simple, and now we just want to go out there and drive this thing, see what it's like. So, thanks very much for watching. Thanks for your support as always. And until next time, stay tuned to Flat Iron's Tuning.